Hi everybody, welcome back to the Skookum Report. On June 22nd, 2014, at approximately 6:10 a.m., I witnessed what could only be described as a large male Sasquatch. I was on my way to my work yard in New Caney, Texas. It was very cloudy that morning with heavy dew rising, and I was driving the speed limit about 35 miles an hour. I was looking for local wildlife like I do every morning. I might add this area is thickly wooded but also dotted with many homes. The area is also close to a river. I noticed a very tall, shadowy figure approaching a group of cows with a calf. It was at least 8 to 9 feet tall and about 4 foot wide at the shoulders. I slowed down as much as possible. It saw my brake lights and turned to look at me. Now, I'm a good judge of distance because I'm a bow hunter, and I estimated it to be about 45 to 50 yards away. It had a long sloping forehead and a very defined brow ridge. I could not tell what color its hair was, but I noticed a long beard, and its arms hung down almost to his knees. Now, I struggled to get my phone out to take a picture, but by the time I got it out, it had turned and walked back into the woods. I think it might have been going for the calf. There are many water sources in that area, and the wildlife is abundant in those woods. Now, I've heard that there have been many other sightings in the Big Thicket and in the Sam Houston National Forest, which this area is a part of. This area was a cleared-out pine forest that was turned into pasture for cows, very close to a major river water source, the San Jacinto River, many stock ponds and private ponds. A follow-up investigation provided this information. The witness was driving to work at 6:10 a.m. in the morning of the sighting. The area was heavily forested, the tree line beginning typically about 10 feet from the roadway. Most of the area is private land, and the forest is dotted with occasional houses and meadows. Now, it was cloudy, but there was ample light from the sunrise behind the clouds. It had been raining heavily for several straight days prior to this, but was not raining on this morning. It was in the high 70s and very humid, typical for this region at this time of year, which resulted in a visible dew rise or ground fog. The witness had his headlights on. The witness drives a new Ford F-150 truck with an EcoBoost engine, and the witness says that it's a very quiet engine and may, in combination with the dew rise, have attributed to the Sasquatch not hearing him coming. As the witness approached a clearing, he noted several cows grazing in a fenced meadow adjacent to the road about 150 feet from him. Right away, he says a huge figure standing amongst the cows has seemingly moved towards the calf. The figure did not make any indication it noticed the witness's truck coming. The witness says he calmly slowed the truck to a stop, about even with the creature, and looking at it out of his open window. The witness works with an enormous man. His friend stands about 6'8" and weighs 500 pounds. The witness says that the creature stood at least 1 foot taller than his friend and weighed a minimum of 1,000 pounds. He said the creature stood entirely upright and was not crouching or bent over. The creature's hands were straight down, hanging to about his knees. He describes the creature's hands as huge, large enough to palm a watermelon. The witness assumed the creature was male due to its enormous size and lack of female anatomy. He described the head as just huge, with a sloping forehead and a broad, pronounced brow ridge. Nothing particular was mentioned about the eyes. He said there was no visible neck, just a head atop of massive shoulders. He said the creature was almost entirely one dark color, like blackish and very hairy. He said the only area that was not covered in thick black hair was his chest area. He said that area was either a lighter color hair or the hair was thinner, exposing more skin. He couldn't make out which for certain. Now, a unique observation was that the creature had a distinct beard. It was the same color as the rest of the hair and started just below the cheeks and extended to the chest area. He described it as very distinct and scraggly. He said the creature seemed to notice him when he applied the brakes. The witness feels that the creature saw the bright LED brake lights. It watched the witness as he pulled to a stop, then calmly turned and walked back into the other direction. The witness made a point of saying it walked calmly. It did not run. It was in casual, long strides. I walked near a farmhouse, and it walked near a farmhouse and then disappeared in the woods behind the house without turning around again. Interestingly, the cows never seemed to be afraid or alarmed. The witness was unable to follow on foot because it was private property and was clearly marked as no trespassing. The sighting area described as being surrounded by ripe, seeding wild sunflower plants. After a brief time, the witness drove a short distance to work, but he said he didn't say anything to any of his coworkers because things like this might be embarrassing. Man, that's why people don't tell anybody when they see this kind of thing. They're worried about the ridicule and what people are going to think of them or say about them or judge them. But not here. You're not going to get judged here. This is a safe place to share your encounter here on the Skookum Report. And if you've had a sighting or had a Bigfoot encounter and you want to talk about it or tell somebody, have it on the show, just shoot me an email at skookumreport@gmail.com. That's skookumreport@gmail.com. And I'll be sure to get it up on the channel for you, no problem at all. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button and leave a comment and say hi. And I'll see you next time here on the Skookum Report. Thanks for coming, everybody. I appreciate you. Bye-bye now. God bless.